Hello, today we're going to talk about populations and samples and a few other terms related to these two things. So when we survey things, we can survey a population, which is the entire group. So if you could imagine trying to find the population of the whole entire world, we'd have to count up everybody or have everybody um, answer questions about themselves. So population is the entire group. A sample then is a piece of the population, a portion of the population where conclusions are being made. So just a smaller group of it. Two other words related to population are census and parameter. So a census is the process of surveying every member of the population. I believe the US Census is taking place this year. Every single person in the United States is supposed to log in and answer questions about themselves. A parameter is a numerical summary, for instance, the average, or up here you can see 1.4% of Americans are over the age of 85, as was reported by the 2010 US Census. So the 1.4 is a parameter. It's a number or a numerical summary that was computed from a population, and the population was surveyed via a census. So population, parameter, and census all go together and they mean the entire group of people. If I want to make a numerical summary on a smaller group or on a sample, for instance, 50% of the people in this wedge, this little wedge right here, or this sample of people like the color blue. The question then is, does that mean that 50% of everybody likes blue? So that's something that we will look at more and how to make inferences, they call them. So when I survey a sample, can I draw the same percentage or the same numerical summary for the whole population? So this 50% is a statistic. So a statistic is a numerical summary that's computed from a sample. So sample and statistic go together. Population, parameter, and census go together. All right, questions on the quiz are going to look like this, and we're going to do 3 of them here. We're supposed to determine whether we can do a census, that means survey the entire population, or not. So the question is, what is the average time it takes US employees to commute to work? I would need to survey all US employees. That is too large of a group to conveniently measure. So a census will not be used. We're going to have to use a sample instead. We will talk about how to determine what is a good sample in the next lesson. Here's another one. What is the average bedtime for students in your math class? Again, the population is all students in your math class, so that's probably under 28 students. Therefore, we can survey everybody in the math class, so we will use the whole population. That means a census can be taken. Census is when I survey the whole population. The whole population is my math class. A sample will not be used. One more. Determine whether a census can be completed or not. How much weight can an elevator cable support? In order to find or answer this question, I would need to test all elevator cables, and they must be tested by holding greater and greater weights until they break. So if all the elevator cables in the world were tested, the entire population, there would be none left to use for elevators. So obviously we can't test them all. That means a census cannot be taken and we will have to use a sample. Any numbers that we derive from this survey, because we used a sample, would be called a statistic. Just want to back up for a second here. So this one, because I use the whole population, any numbers we derive from this survey would be called parameters because we use the whole population. And then this one is a statistic. That's it again for today. I hope you notice I'm trying to keep these short and quick now as we're getting into May. A lot of you worked really, really hard in April, and I greatly appreciate that. So I'm trying to make things easier for you as we wrap up the year. Go get your 80 or higher. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.